Tonight at 5, Barry Morphew faces a judge for the first time in connection to his wife's murder and receives some support from family.
Plus, the coronavirus continues to impact kids in unprecedented ways.
It's totally natural to have questions.
How state leaders plan to overcome hurdles to herd immunity.
And how Colorado doctors are paying it forward to fight the COVID crisis on another continent.
There's no amount of money that can be put on this because this is literally in the here and now going to save people's lives.
An anticlimactic first appearance in court for Barry Morphew, an accused murderer who barely spoke as he faced a judge for the first time today.
His arrest Wednesday capped an investigation that began nearly a year ago when it was reported that Suzanne Morphew went for a Mother's Day bike ride and never came home.
Denver7's Sloan Dickey has the latest from Chaffee County.
Barry Morphew was only in court for a matter of minutes. His appearance today essentially paved the road for the trial ahead for the murder of his wife, Suzanne Morphew. He appeared in court just about a day after he was arrested near his home in Poncha Springs. Today, he was officially charged with first-degree murder, tampering with physical evidence, and attempting to influence a public servant. We don't know much about the evidence in the trial at this point, but we do know that investigators have been building a case for the past year against Morphew. A major challenge for prosecutors is that search teams still have not located Suzanne Morphew in their 1 year of searching or given us any indication they've narrowed their search for her body. We do know that investigators have continued to search and community members have not ruled out a further sweep in the area. The fact that she's still missing has caused a lot of pain for many neighbors and community members here in Chaffee County. We spoke with search organizers yesterday who said they are happy the case is moving forward.
I feel sorry for the daughters, because they not only lost one parent, but they're going to lose another. But it's probably better for them to know than not know.
Now, in that court appearance earlier today, the judge has allowed Barry Morphew access to his two children in a safe and controlled setting if they are open to that. He's being held without bond, and his next court appearance is May 27th. Reporting in Chaffee County, Sloan Dickey, Denver7.
Sloan, thank you. Colorado passed a major milestone in the vaccination effort today. 2 million people are now fully vaccinated. Close to 4 million have received at least one dose.
And Pfizer's vaccine could become available for 12 to 15-year-olds by the end of the month. Moderna tested its vaccine in the same age group and says it's 96% effective.
Right now, that is the age group affected most by the virus. Check out this data released today by the state. 11 to 17-year-olds are getting sick at a higher rate than any other group. And infections among 3 to 10-year-olds have gone up significantly in the last month, too.
The overall picture here is that we are continuing to see concerning trends in kids in the state.
Today, we also got our first sense of how severe the decrease in vaccine demand really is. So 3 weeks ago, state leaders were giving more than 60,000 doses per day. On average, the numbers this week, below 30,000 every day. Now, there is good news, though. The vaccination effort is working. Overall case numbers have been trending down in the last week.
Highway 285 North is closed in Morrison tonight following a deadly semi-truck accident. Officials tell us the truck rolled down a steep incline and the cab got separated from the rest of the vehicle. Emergency crews are still on scene. A man and woman were shot late last night in Commerce City. It happened off Kearney Street, a little more than a mile west of Dick's Sporting Goods Park. At last check, the victims were expected to survive. Police say the shots were fired from a white or silver sedan. They did not release any additional information about the suspect.
This week, a 25-year-old single mother pleaded guilty to felony child abuse in the death of her 3-year-old daughter. Michaela Harmon's 7-year-old son shot and killed the little girl at the family's Westminster home last year. Prosecutors say Harmon took responsibility for her negligence. She was the owner of the gun, so she'll be sentenced in July, is likely to receive probation.
On the other side of the globe, India is in the grips of a COVID-19 crisis. The country reported close to 500,000 new cases yesterday. We've seen horrific images of hospitals overflowing and bodies in the streets.
And those images moved a Colorado doctor to action. Denver7's Liz Gilardi shows us how he's leading an effort to provide relief, also how you can help.
I've been watching kind of what's been happening on television.
Dr. Sanketh Guntapalli is watching as the COVID-19 pandemic surges in India, a country where his parents are from and where he still has family working in healthcare.
My cousin is a neurosurgeon there, and neurosurgeons don't generally treat infectious disease, but he is in essence completely shut down his practice and is now taking care of COVID patients in his neurosurgical unit. And he's doing that because there's just so many cases that he feels a responsibility to do that.
In the U.S., Dr. Guntapalli felt a sense of responsibility too. So while he was watching TV last weekend, he reached out to his colleagues at UC Health.
Immediately, everybody sprung into action.
This is an automatic, okay, what can we do?
This is the result, a stack of medical supplies set aside that will soon be on the way to India.
So here we have gloves, we have face shields.
In a country overwhelmed by COVID-19, personal protective equipment like this is hard to come by. UC Health is donating surplus items, including gloves, gowns, and alcohol wipes.
What I've been so incredibly inspired by is they're thinking about what can we do now. It's important to help the people that are suffering right now. And so we're using what we have and what we can spare to send to them.
The hospital was able to collect all of these life-saving items in just a matter of days, but the tricky part is actually shipping them over to India. It's expensive, and that's where they need your help.
As soon as we can gather up money through our GoFundMe account, or anybody that's willing to help out, then we can ship it over as soon as possible.
Staff members are accepting donations on this GoFundMe page to help cover shipping.
It's an honor. It's an honor to be able to help.
And Dr. Guntapalli says he's amazed to see so many people are willing to come together to help a place so far away but so close to his heart.
I'm just moved to tears, honestly, by it. I'm speechless.
Doctors, nurses, and staff at UC Health standing with India by sending support from Colorado. Liz Gilardi, Denver7.
A proposal to increase the number of free diapers in our state by more than 500% just passed the Senate committee today. So this bill calls for $2 million in state funding for diaper banks over the next 2 years. It's likely to get to the governor's desk by the end of the month. And the state's already offering free help for families who need to find childcare quickly. There's a website, coloradoshines.com, and a bilingual hotline.
There's so many different places to go, and it's hard to navigate all those things. So the idea of having this program with a variety of ways to access it for any parents across the entire state, which is the cool part to me. It's not just Denver Metro, it's in the rural areas as well, allows parents an expert to help them navigate.
We put the phone number and the website for Colorado Shines right there on your screen. In addition to information about child care providers, their site has a list of financial assistance programs for families in need.
First Lady Jill Biden spent some time honoring our military members at Fort Carson today. She met with military spouses on base ahead of tomorrow's Military Spouse Appreciation Day. Denver is getting $50,000 to keep people with their pets. The city's Animal Protection Department will use that money to help get lost pets back with their owners and to provide temporary foster homes for animals whose families are facing eviction.